Okay, before we get into this video, I have an announcement to make. I'm going to be doing a Q&A in the next couple of days, so make sure to comment down below some questions for me to answer. It can be personal, questions about the channel, Spider-Man, whatever, or go into my community tab where I've posted to, or follow me on Twitter. I've also put out a tweet about it. With that being said, let's get straight into today's video. I saw this video coming, I've teased it, I've mentioned it, but it's finally here. Criticizing Spider-Man 1. Okay, so basically this is going to be a series where I criticize the Spider-Man movies all the way from Spider-Man 1 from 2002, all the way up to Spider-Man Far From Home, and then I'll probably do the same thing when Spider-Man 3 comes out or something, I don't know. But yeah, I'm known for being the biggest Spider-Man leech ever. If it's Spider-Man, I love it. Even if it's TASM 2, I love it. I can't get enough of him, honestly. He's my favorite fictional character, my favorite superhero, holds my favorite movie trilogy of all time, and holds my favorite movie of all time as well.
Where is she?
Oh, she'll be just fine. Let's talk.
So, this should be hard. And I'm putting a disclaimer here. I do not think these movies are bad, except for TASM 2. As I just expressed, I love Spider-Man to death. Do not get offended, and yes, I'll probably be most likely making over-exaggerated jokes. Totally not to shield my sanity, but nonetheless, let's get into this. Things that Spider-Man 1 does wrong, or at least stupidly. First thing, okay, which I think is one of the biggest things, is how fucking stupid every fucking character is in this series. Peter is a dumb, senseless brute who looks like he's high all the time. MJ messes with people's emotions and doesn't tell them the truth about how they really feel. And Harry is... well, Harry's the only sane one here. He's relatively normal. But I'm not gonna lie, this movie was the weakest out of the three when it came to James Franco's acting. And the third was definitely the best, and you could see how he improved. But in this movie, he just looked like he was lost all the time. Him, like Peter, looked like he was in a spell. Okay, but speaking of how characters act, this movie is so campy and corny. Now, this isn't a bad thing necessarily, but if this movie was released today, it would get shat on so hard. The corniness makes it so funny, and the amazing performance by Willem Dafoe tops it off too.
You know how much I sacrificed?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay, the next thing this movie does that gets on my nerves is how easy it is to guess that Peter is Spider-Man. But no one figures it out. How the fuck does no one figure out? It's so easy. Peter literally sounds exactly the same as Spider-Man. He doesn't even try to change his voice. At least Tom Holland did that. It's so funny because MJ is all like, who are you? It's like, bro, he sounds like your childhood best friend who got bit by the spider, he always disappears, whose body's shape changed overnight, who doesn't wear glasses anymore. I wonder who it could be. This is something that Homecoming does so brilliantly because it acknowledges that it's quite easy given some circumstances to figure out who Spider-Man is. Adrian Toomes in that one intense car scene finds out that Peter is Spider-Man, and it's realistic, which leads me to my next point. This movie is not realistic at all, in the absolute slightest. Yes, I know this was 2002 and the realistic and non-campy superhero film nature hadn't kicked in just yet, but going back and tying into the corny and cheesy thing again, the tone just doesn't seem realistic. Yes, most of the acting is good and feels in place for the tone, but the quote-unquote teenagers look like 40-year-olds. Heck, when I was a kid, I didn't even know the difference between Flash and the teacher in this movie because they both look the same age. In fact, I'm pretty sure the teacher who played him was actually younger than the guy who played Flash Thompson. Speaking of realism, that Green Goblin suit. Now, I love the Goblin suit to pieces. It's the suit I grew up watching, etc. But really, when people say that this suit looks like a Power Rangers villain, they're not fucking wrong. It literally just looks like Sam Raimi strolled over to the Power Rangers SPD set, took one of the props and the costumes, and then went, right, this is our Green Goblin. He genuinely looks like a Power Ranger villain though, with Willem Dafoe inside of it. Oh my god, it's hilarious. Also, that final fight scene in this movie now, this is genuinely something I don't like about it. It's way too dark. This is by far the worst fight scene in the entire Raimi trilogy, with the train fight being the best choreographed and story-driven, and the symbiote crane thing with Sandman being the most fun. This one is just meh. I don't really like it. It's way too dark. I can't see shit. I thought maybe because Spider-Man is mostly red and Green Goblin is, well, fucking green, I'd be able to see shit, but fucking no! Also, another thing about this movie is that some of the effects don't hold up, but that would just be nitpicking. But by far, the worst crime that this movie commits is Peter Parker is a fucking stalker. It's just him being nervous and, you know, wanting to talk to MJ or something, but genuinely, he looks like a stalker. No, you got it all wrong. He watches her through her window, he watches her walk down the street, he constantly obsesses over her, and she doesn't even know it. That sounds a bit creepy if you ask me. I mean, if someone was doing this to me, I'd be a little bit like, ha, bro, come on, Peter, bro, you're better than this. Anyway, that's enough pain for me today. Like I said, this will be a series of videos where I go over and criticize some of mine and your favorite movies and probably get a shit ton of hate for it, but hey ho, it is what it is. I can do what I want in it. But obviously, don't take these videos seriously. Like I said, I'm mainly doing this for the laughs and comedy and stuff like that. Like, obviously, Peter Parker isn't a fucking nonce, but if anything, some of the things will be valid criticisms because, you know, I don't want to make this video and not actually talk about stuff that I don't like because that'd be a waste of time, and quite frankly, I'd still like to keep a reputation of someone who can actually give valid criticisms on the internet. And obviously, we know when we get to The Amazing Spider-Man 2, that video will be really fucking easy. But yeah, with that being said, if you did enjoy, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you are new, make sure to hit that bell next to the subscribe button to not miss any more content, daily Spider-Man news, theories, fan fictions, and I guess more videos like these. With that being said, don't take this video seriously, please. I beg. This is just something different. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.